what do you look for in a hire? What are your toughest interview questions?
I was just saying, I did 80 plus interviews because I set a goal that I had to re-interview the entire sales and marketing division for their jobs.
Wow.
And we had to do this over about a 3-week period.
Jeez.
So literally it was 6 hours a day of interviewing. And I set a goal. I wanted to be in every single interview because I wanted to really get to know the people and set the stage for expectations. I didn't succeed in sitting in all of them, by the way. But there's a couple layers to that question. So first and foremost, I try to balance how much I gauge their personality versus their credentials. And I'll tell you, a resume means very little to me in general.
Wow.
I don't care where you went to school. I don't care if you were a D student or an A student. I don't care if you have 30 years of experience. Those things help, but they're hygiene. They're about as important as whether you've presented yourself well, you're on time, you've prepared for the interview, those kind of things. Because, you can't predict and you can't prescribe what people have had or not had exposure to. And unless you're going into a very senior specialized role where you require specific skills like, coding or engineering credentials or stuff like that. But in sales and marketing, I don't require a lot of extremely specific capabilities outside of like the design team. Design team, of course, you have to know the software and you have to be creative, stuff like that. But a lot of people, for sales, customer support, that sort of thing, it's about creativity. It's about being bright and kind of quick ability to take in information, recognize synergy, adapt yourself to situations, to be a bit thick-skinned. I do like people to have a little bit of a sense of sarcasm to them and a sense of, almost a bit of a dark side to them because they're going to be able to roll with the punches, so to speak.
Persistence.
And literally, I know it's cliche, but the rest is about attitude and you can train for most anything else. So obviously, when
how do you tell in a quick 15, 20-minute session whether or not someone have it? How accurate are you?
My hit miss ratio, and I'm trying to figure out how to politically answer this because if I say that I've made some poor hires, that means some of my staff out there must think it's them. Maybe they know already. I mean, no, but it's been pretty good. One thing I can say is I learned pretty early in my career the cost of a bad hire. You can't allow nepotism to come into play. You can't hire your friends. If anything, if you're a friend of mine, I'm sorry, you're probably worse off interviewing with me because I'm already predisposed to not working with you. You can't hire family, except in exceptional circumstances, those kind of things. And, I'd like to say I could in 15 to 20 minutes assess all I need to, but you usually are stuck with me for an hour plus in an interview, regardless of the level of your job, because I just really want to feel like I get to know you a bit. And then, of course, once you get into the highly technical roles, the majority of my staff can get through an interview like that. And then the highly technical roles, a lot of it comes down to capabilities. We talked about business acumen. A lot of it comes down to case studies of specific projects you've been on, specific technologies you understand.
So that's important, yeah? Going to an interview, being prepared to tell about the story of your project.
Yeah, because if I'm hiring, for instance, for a specific project like, progressive media, somebody who needs to own that as a business and run it as a business, there are specific skill sets that are required there. Mm-hmm. But the double-edged sword of that is in Brunei, if we're the first person or the first company ever to do it, you can only find foundational skill sets that lend themselves to that. But the specifics of that, they're still going to have to learn along the way, or you're going to have to bring in somebody external. And I've done some of that. I've tried to keep it to a bit of a minimum. But in certain cases like that, I'll bring in a consultant for 3 to 6 months. I'll identify someone internal, and then they will just, eat, sleep, and drink. Probably not the best analogy during Ramadan, but they eat, sleep, and drink what they can from the consultants, so that by the time they leave, it's trial by fire.